कदम आगे फिर दो कदम पीछे।
हेल्थ और टेस्ट की लड़ाई में अब आप रहिए 2 कदम आगे विद फिलिप्स एयर फ्रायर। इसकी ट्विन टर्बो स्टार टेक्नोलॉजी कुक्स विद अप टू 90% लेस फैट। देयर इज ऑलवेज अ वे टू मेक लाइफ बेटर। इनोवेशन एंड यू, फिलिप्स।
Welcome back. We just had a stunning masterclass. We're still at Sanchez, Bengaluru, and like the whole of the world in a plate goes live is for charity. For us, charity starts at home. And with the unprecedented times, the restaurant industry, the hospitality industry is growing. I want each one of you to go and support your favorite restaurant, eat at these restaurants. For us, you know, we are going to shoot out of Sanchez because they've been one of our greatest supporters, and this is the time for us to support them back. So we're still at Sanchez. Looks beautiful. Just to go back on what happened, Neha and Ashay pulled off a stunning masterclass. We had, you know, the peach cobbler was yummy. I really wish I could go and get a bite of it. You know, very different from how World on a Plate is to now, because we could actually physically go and eat the food. But this time, you know, I'm holding myself back. But yeah, I'm going to take that up. I'm going to make sure I'll remind you that you're to feed me. Ashay, interesting tips. I'm sure this comes out of professional cooking with some of the top chefs. I love the fact that I didn't know that you need to do sauteing of mushrooms in batches, and I love that tip, and I'm going to try next time, from that. Do note that there are lots of tips and tricks and ingredient tips coming online, because my team is working 24/7, making sure that the experience you guys have a great. While we're giving you access to masterclasses, the ingredient list, the recipes, make sure that you do not forget to stay locked on, because you have Philips air fryers to be won. You have many things happening there, so make sure you watch these masterclass clearly, carefully, and make sure you cook them, right? Because it's about family, it's about all getting together and cooking a great meal this special weekend. Let me tell you, something about taking on a note on what we were talking about behind the scenes of World on the Plate 2017. I'm going to tell you something special and exciting, which we still remember and talk about it and laugh our guts out. So 2017 was special in many ways. We did back-to-back Bangalore first and Mumbai next. in that season. So that is day one Saturday at VR Bengaluru. We had 2017 season 2, and then we went back to Mumbai where we did this back-to-back event at the Renaissance, the Marriott Renaissance, Hawaii. Something really funny and special happened, which I want to tell you guys. So 8 o'clock, 9 p.m. was our flight to Mumbai on Saturday night, and we finish the cooking, the WAP restaurant of the year at 7:45. We had exactly 1 hour to get to the airport, and we of course were on business class. We were booked well, and it was a disaster because the last minute our van cancelled out on us. There are two things which happened good for us. We got another van immediately, and the airline got delayed. It was a 9 o'clock flight. I think it was Indigo. One of Jet Airways. It got delayed to 9:30, 9:40. So we had enough time to reach. But the special thing which nobody knows was Gary Mehigan took off his shirt and changed into a new shirt on the middle of Whitefield Road. And these guys are such great fun and good sport because at the end of the day, while chefs of that caliber expect a BMW to pick them up, drop them, they travel in a vehicle, which is what in a bus, which is what was really, really humbling. And this is what World in a Plate brings together: people with the right heart who are willing to feed you. And like I said, there were many instances like this which happened, and I'm surely going to talk about it in my next conversation with you. But as of now, this is where I leave you. But before that, I just want to say that this weekend is power packed. We have DIY kits available from some of the top chefs. We've made life so easy for you that you can just go buy it on Swiggy Genie, and all you have to do is get together with your family and cook. Apart from that, you do remember that this whole cause is for charity. The World Hunger Warriors have been feeding over 500,000 people, and they have started their soup kitchen on wheels. I believe yesterday was the first day they started the soup kitchen, and I'm looking forward to go and visit them. So go to the website, go to www.ketto.org/the-WHW-kitchen and give, because this is the time to give. Apart from that, the restaurants, we have 35 of the top restaurants coming together for you, putting up some amazing signature dishes. Go and order, support your restaurant, because these guys have put their heart and soul to feed you, and this is the time you have to support them. The last but not the least, before I start the next round, I have to introduce you to this very special person who's going to do the masterclass next. Shazia Khan, one of our biggest supporters, has been the biggest supporter of the World Hunger Warriors. She's donated many times. She's come and cooked with us many times. She's also the runner-up of the MasterChef India, the second season. She's special for us because she's cooking dum biryani, the chicken dum biryani, which is very close to everyone's heart, the Muslim style biryani. This is why we want to bring all these special dishes to your homes. And we want to say that because we're doing this for you, you'll have to make sure, go to that kitchen, cook. And we want to see your pictures. Once we see your pictures, there is going to be for sure a winner, and that winner is going to get that Philips air fryer. Apart from this, we go say goodbye, and I come back on the other side and catch up with you just after.
everybody, let's wait for everyone to join us. Since we are going live, let's get a few more people on board and let them join us. So we'll wait for a couple of minutes. Hi everyone, this is Chef Shazia Khan here. I'm really excited and super happy to be a part of World on a Plate and hosting a masterclass for them. This season, World on a Plate has created a fabulous platform of bringing the industry together for a cause of food charity to support the hungry. And as you all are aware that the whole world is going through rough times because of the pandemic, and there are so many people who are losing their jobs, they're going hungry. It's like a really chaotic situation and it's worsening day by day. So I think we all, what is most necessary at this time is for all of us to hold each other and to support each other to get past by these times, because inshallah I'm very positive that this also shall pass, and we will see happy times again and things will get back to normal. So yeah, moving on to today's masterclass. I'm doing a very exciting and a nice recipe, I think, which is a favorite of everyone. I mean, tell me who doesn't love biryani? Biryani is like soul food. It's like a one-pot dish that has everything in it, and it's like when you have a good plate of biryani, your soul is satisfied. So today I'm going to teach you all how to make a nice chicken biryani, which we are calling Shahi Murg biryani. And the recipe is very simple. The ingredients are easily available. I'm sure most of you all have already prepped up the recipe. I mean, the ingredients the way we want it to be: chopped, sliced, paste. Especially this one recipe is so easy and can be made with all the ingredients that are easily available at home. You don't have to step out hunting for any specific ingredient that is not there. So, and yes, this is one of my son's favorite recipe and is loved and relished by everyone, hence I'm sharing it with you all today. So let me just quickly take you through the ingredients that we need and the prepping up that needs to be done for this. Alright. So firstly, for this recipe, we are going to need a special garam masala. That is, we have a few cardamom pods here. We have Shahi Zeera, that is black cumin. This is slightly different from the regular cumin. These are much more smaller in size, and they have a beautiful aroma to it. And we are going to use some cinnamon sticks and a few cloves. So this needs to be just ground together to make a powder like this, and this is the garam masala powder that we will be using in the biryani today. Let me take you through the other ingredients. We have oil, onion, which have been thinly sliced, tomatoes, finely diced, chopped coriander, fresh coriander, fresh mint leaves. We have green chili paste. If you cannot make a very fine paste, if it's coarse also, it's absolutely fine. If you cannot make the paste, all you have to do is just chop the green chilies. We have ginger paste, garlic paste, curd, that is yogurt, dahi, some red chili powder, again a bit of Shah Zeera, that's black cumin, coriander powder, and lemon. For the garnish, we are going to use some milk in which saffron has been soaking in it. We have some ghee and some fried onion or barista that we call. This is like just deep fried onion slices. So this we will use for the garnish. So I'm sure you have all prepped up all these ingredients, and we should be ready to cook once you have prepped up all these ingredients. Also, I have forgot to mention that we have long grain rice, that is basmati rice that has been washed and soaked, which is very important to make a good biryani. And we have, of course, we are making murg biryani, so we need chicken pieces. This is one whole chicken that has been cut into big pieces, so we need this. So I'm just going to slit these chicken pieces a little bit so that the masala can go in. Just rough slits. Yeah, that should be enough. So I've taken you through the ingredients, and I'm hoping that all of you all have prepped up and kept the ingredients ready before we start making the biryani. So let's begin and let's make the yummy biryani. So for that, first I need a deep pot for it. So let's heat up the oil. So I'm sure you all have also thinly sliced the onions. So make sure your onions are thinly sliced. These are approximately about 2 large onions. This biryani recipe is like super easy. I know there are hundreds of recipes, and when you think about biryani, everybody feels, oh, it's a very elaborate process to make, and like, you know, बहुत सारा effort लगता है. But this recipe, and especially for this biryani, there's hardly anything to do. I mean, there's not much. You will see that as we go through the process, it's super simple, and I'm sure you will master the art of making a good chicken biryani. So yeah, the oil has heated up, so let's add the sliced onions into the oil. So while the onions are getting fried, I'm going to make a nice marinade for the chicken. So we're just going to put in all the ingredients that we have here. First, in a deep bowl, I'm going to add curd. Garlic paste. Ginger paste, red chili powder, coriander powder, the roughly coarse chili paste, green chili paste, the tomatoes, finely diced tomatoes, chopped coriander, just saving some for the garnish later, and some mint leaves. Basically, you don't need to chop them up. We're going to add some lemon juice into this. Let's squeeze in some lemon juice. And also in this goes the ground garam masala that we freshly made for this biryani. This is something very important, this step, ki you ground the fresh garam masala which we made, as I have shown you previously, with some cardamom, cinnamon, cloves and some shah zira. Just ground it into a fine powder, and we add this into the marinade. In this now we're going to add some salt, and let me just stir the onions. We need to get the onions to a nice golden brown color. Okay, let's now mix the marinade ingredients nicely. Just give them a nice, crush them up nicely, crush the tomatoes, the mint, the coriander, everything nicely. Squeeze up the tomatoes nicely so that they are crushed. Alright. Now let's add the chicken pieces into this masala. So as you can see, the chicken pieces I have mentioned is like big chicken pieces, because it's very important to keep in mind that the pieces are big, because chicken gets to cooks a bit faster than a lot of other meats. So if the chicken pieces are big, and when you serve the biryani, they're going to be intact. I mean, you won't see the meat falling off the bones. So that's the reason to keep the chicken pieces bigger than the regular curry cut that we usually have. So we are going to keep this chicken and the masala aside. So if you have time, a quick tip would be that you could marinate this chicken overnight. I mean, like, you mix all this masala with the chicken and you can refrigerate it overnight, and the next day you can make the biryani. So this way you get better flavors, but nonetheless that this biryani also will be super tasty. So if you have time, you can allow it to marinate for about 2 hours or overnight, and if you don't have time also, it works fine. So again, many people ask me इसमें और कौन सा meat use कर सकते हैं. So you can definitely use mutton. There are a lot of variations you can do to this biryani too. So let's just keep this aside. Let's continue. So you can see that the onion is turning nice and golden brown. Make sure that you don't burn it. So also a quick tip I got from my grandmother is that whenever you fry onions, and if you want the process to get a bit faster, you need to add a dash of salt to your onions. So that's what we will be doing now. We'll just add a dash of salt to the onions. This helps in fastening the process of the onions becoming brown. So you can see that the onions are turning lightly golden brown. Just a few more seconds for this and we will be done. So make sure that you don't burn them, because if you burn them, it's going to give a slight bitter taste to the biryani. So we should keep in mind that we don't overdo the browning part of it. And just don't forget to keep stirring it, because we need it to brown evenly. I mean, all the browning should be done evenly. So we are almost there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the masala that we marinated the chicken with and the chicken to the onions that have become beautifully nice golden brown in color. Add all of it. Give everything a good mix. We will allow this to cook for a few minutes, for about 8 minutes. Meanwhile, while the chicken is cooking with the masala, we need to start doing our prep up for the rice. So let's get some water on the stove and bring the water to a rapid boil. So while this is cooking, let me just move this on to the other side. Let's place a pot full of water. So while the chicken is cooking on a medium flame, I have kept a pot filled with water. Now we need to really get this water to a rapid boil. This we are prepping up for the rice, and as you can see, I'm doing it simultaneously. If you cannot do this together, it's alright. You can make the masala and then get the rice prep going on. So we'll wait for that. This is going to take a few minutes. Like I mentioned to you before, who doesn't love biryani? I mean, especially in India, I believe that we have hundreds and hundreds of recipes of biryani, to the extent that every 100 kilometers the recipe of biryani changes. If I'm in Bangalore, and there are times when I even have to travel to places like Mysore, there is a must to stop over at Ramnagaram for a nice biryani. So every place you see, the recipe, there is so many versions of recipes, but also there is so much different about each biryani, and whether it is taste or whether it is the technique it is cooked with, and it's amazing. It's amazing how you can you have so many versions of a biryani. And yeah, biryani is, I'm sure you all know this, but it was a recipe that we got from the Persians, and it was a recipe that was passed on to the Mughals, and from there it has evolved in loads of ways, from going to different parts of the country and further being evolved in those specific places. So I'm sure each one of us have our own favorites when it comes to biryani. Like when you see in North India, they use long grain rice for the biryani, which is basmati rice. I mean, that's the rice they make it with. And you know, Kerala, the Talasari biryani, they use a different version of a rice, which is again a locally available rice which is there. And especially in biryani, especially that is from Bangalore, it's very different, and we use a small grain rice that is called Zira Samba rice, like sorry for my bad throat, but yeah, so coming to the Bangalore style biryani, it is a Zira Samba rice, which is a small grain rice, and that's one of my personal favorite, because the rice that we use in this biryani, I mean, the flavor of that rice takes the level of biryani to a different height completely. And there is a lot of difference when we cook biryani on a stove and on a wood fire. So you know, when you do a biryani on a wood fire, which is my personal favorite, I mean, still when I throw parties at my farmhouse and you know, the gathering is huge, I love doing the biryani on the wood fire, because that again adds such beautiful aromas, and you know, the mutton getting that texture of melt in the mouth, and all that is because of the techniques that we use. So I'm sure all of you all have your favorites, and I have my favorite too, which is the Bangalore style Zira Samba mutton biryani, especially the ones that is made during the weddings, the Muslim weddings. So if you see, I'm just cooking it on a medium flame. We just want the chicken to cook about 3/4 way, because we're going to again later cook this on dum, that is on a slow fire. We're going to, on a very slow flame, we're going to cook this biryani on dum. So while in fact I wanted to share another recipe with you along with the biryani, that is which is a accompaniment that is usually served with biryani. We always have an accompaniment like a raita or a baigan ka khatta or a mirchi ka salan. So today I'm going to share with you, or a very commonly accompaniment that in Bangalore we serve, that is a dalcha, that is made with pumpkin and some pulses. Once we leave the biryani to dum, that's when I'm going to start that recipe. So we'll wait. So now our water has come to a rapid boil. You can see this has taken a couple of minutes, and the chicken is almost halfway done. Now it's time to just reduce the heat and cover this pan with a lid and reduce the heat completely. Here I have with me some washed long grain rice, that is basmati rice. It's very important for a good biryani to have a good or well done rice where the grains are separated and long and beautifully cooked, rather than a mushy soft biryani. So you would see the difference. A good biryani will always have the meat in a good texture, that is a very soft textured meat with a beautifully cooked perfect rice, which is beautifully cooked. Matlab ek dana, every grain should be separated beautifully, at the same time cooked well. So hence, to get for us to achieve that, we need to soak the rice for a minimum of at least half an hour, which I had already done before we started the process of cooking. So here you can see that the water is coming to a rapid boil. Now many people ask me that how much of water is required to cook the rice. So there is no such perfect quantity. You need to have lots of water. Jitna, I always tell people that whenever you're cooking rice, especially for a biryani, always keep a few things in mind. Always use a big pot, a wide pot which has a wide mouth. And the water is no specific quantity. It needs to be quite a lot of water. At least 3-4 times more than what you cook your regular rice with. So as you can see, I have not measured the water. I've just got a big pot of rapid boiling water. I have with me here rice that has been soaking for almost about an hour now, but you could also soak it for half an hour before you start the process. So now we're going to very gently put this rice in boiling water. There's sometimes people do another mistake is they soak the rice and then wash the rice later. So what happens is when you soak the rice before washing it and you wash it later, all you can get is broken rice in your hands. So make sure that you wash the rice nicely and then you soak it. Very gently and nicely we will put the rice. Once we add the rice, we're going to add salt. Again, the consistency of salt should be correct. So I am adding about 4 teaspoons of salt. And another tip is we add some lemon juice into this water to get very beautifully cooked rice, to get nice separated rice so that the rice doesn't mush up. So this is some lemon juice I add in water. I'm using the same spoon, we give it a stir, very gentle stir. I've used the same spoon which I was stirring the chicken masala with, which is absolutely fine. We don't want to lose any flavor. So let's have a look at the chicken. So like you can see, our chicken is almost 3/4 done, and the oil has started forming a nice layer on top. So this is an indication that the gravy is almost done. So but before that, let's give it a quick taste to just check on our salt and other masalas. So I'm just quickly going to taste it. Perfect. The salt is perfect, the spice is perfect. So let's switch this off and cover it. Let's check on our rice. Wow. So as you're seeing that I have not covered the rice with a lid, which is also important. You don't have to cover the rice with the lid. We are going to open, like we're going to leave the pot open and cook it. And you need to treat it with a lot of love. So we don't have any broken rice. So, show some love, guys. So let's give a quick taste for the salt in this water. You have to make sure that the salt has to be perfect in your rice too. So you need to make sure the rice is almost 80% done. It's just going to take some more time. And here, as you can see, I'm not going to reduce the flame. I need that heat. I need a rapid, nice boil to the rice. So that's about it. Our rice is done. You can see it's 80% done with just the center part al dente. That's its little raw in the center. So we switch off the thing, and now we're going to strain the water. So let's quickly strain the water. Switch on the stove that has the chicken masala cooking. We call it the akhni. The chicken masala or any meat masala that we make for the biryani is called akhni. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the rice on top of this. Layer the rice basically. Very nicely, take your time. It's going to be a bit hot, guys, so be careful. So now what we're going to do on this is, like I told you that we have a few things for the garnishing part and the one part. So what I'm going to do now is just spread the rice evenly, and in this we're going to pour some ghee on top. We're going to spoon the saffron milk. So we had some milk in which saffron was soaked. So the saffron is going to give it that royal, shahi flavor, smell. Alright, and we're going to now layer the barista, that is the golden fried onions, which we had done it before and kept it. On this, a little bit of coriander leaves and a few mint leaves. And now we're going to reduce the heat and cover this till the rice is completely done and the biryani is cooked. So while this is happening, let's move on to a quick and easy recipe, accompaniment that is served with the biryani, which is a baigan ka khatta. So quickly, let me just clear this up with you. So we'll reduce the heat and allow this to cook on a very low flame, very slow flame, aram se. Because this pot is the cover seals it completely, so I don't have to do an extra sealing. But if you're doing it at home and you don't have a pot that the lid covers tightly, you could just cover it with a regular thing, and then you can seal the edges with some roti dough, so that way you'll not see the steam escaping. So I have a pot in which the lid covers the pot very tightly, and there is no steam that escapes from this, so this works for me. In case if you don't have one, you could just cover it with a regular lid, and then you can seal the edges with some roti dough. So while this is cooking and finishing off, we are going to make an accompaniment, as I told you before, which is the baigan ka khatta, which is a very common accompaniment that we serve with the biryani. Either it can be made with baigan, that is brinjal, or it can be made with banana chilies, that's called mirchi ka khatta, or also we have a very famous accompaniment that we serve in Bangalore, that is very locally served here, which is called dalcha, which is cooked with pumpkin and lentils. But today I'm going to show you a quick Baigan ka khatta that you can serve with this. So let me take you through the ingredients. Firstly, we're going to make a masala. For that, I need to grind roasted peanuts, some fresh coconut grated, cumin, that's zira, some roughly chopped tomatoes, and a roughly chopped onion. So let's grind all this into a paste. So in goes the tomatoes, the onion, coconut. This is fresh coconut. I have lightly roasted the peanuts and removed the skin. So the peanuts and cumin. So I'm going to grind all this into a fine paste. It looks perfect. It's not very smooth also, at the same time it's just fine. So we keep this aside. Let me take you through the other ingredients that are required for the khatta, which is oil, curry leaves, mustard seeds, garlic paste, red chili powder, coriander powder, turmeric powder. We have some tamarind which has been soaking in some hot water, so that's tamarind, and we have gur, that is some jaggery here. We have onions that have been sliced and brinjal, that is baigan, which is the hero of our dish, and salt. So let's start this recipe. You could also do this if you're in a hurry and in a crunch of time. You could do the same recipe in a pressure cooker also, but I will do it in a pan. Let's heat up some oil. Once the oil is hot, we're going to add mustard seeds. We're going to add the curry leaves. Allow this to splutter just a few seconds. In this, we're going to add onions that have been thinly sliced. While this is frying, let me quickly prep up the baigan, for which we will just chop off the edges and cut it into half with a slit like this. Okay, or also if you wish to, you can keep the whole baigan as it is and just give slits like this. So to just check, usually baigan there is times that the baigan is not good, so that is the reason you slit it on all the sides to check this looks fine. So let me slit another one in the same way. Yeah. Just remember to check the baigan. Once you have cut the baigan and the baigan is ready, just remember to soak them in some water. The reason so that they don't turn black. So we'll soak the baigan, the chopped up baigan, in some water. All right. As you can see here, the biryani is still on dum, and it is going to take another at least 20 to 25 minutes easily for it to be completely done. Once the onion has turned slightly brown in color, this is the time, very lightly brown in color, this is the time we're going to add the garlic paste. A quick stir. In this, we're going to add the prepared masala now. Make sure you clean up the jar properly. Once you add the paste, just quickly give it a good stir. And now in this we will add red chili powder, coriander powder, turmeric powder. Everything a good stir. Same recipe could be followed if you want to replace, some people don't like brinjal, so you could make it with the banana peppers. That's the long green chilies that is usually made, you make bhajiyas with, so you could use that too. Once you stir fry this for a couple of minutes, just going to stir fry it for another 2 minutes. After 2-3 minutes, you will see that it starts, the oil starts separating. So that's when we know that the masala is nicely fried. So you can see now that the masala has kind of slightly leaving the edges, the oil has separated. We've just been frying this for about 2-3 minutes. Now is the time we will add the baigan. That's the brinjal. Let's stir fry this for a couple of minutes. And I never like to waste this masala that is left over in the mixer jar. So I'm going to add some water in this, and I'm going to use the same water to thin this gravy out. And also a must have with the biryani is even you can do without the baigan ka khatta is a nice raita. So which is the most easiest recipe. So it's just curd, some very finely chopped onion, coriander, green chilies, a dash of pepper if you like. I like it with a little bit of black pepper and salt. So that's about it. You need to make a good raita. With that, some people like to add finely chopped tomatoes also with it. So raita, to make a quick easy raita is damn easy. So that's the recipe for that. So in this we're going to add the water that we kind of wash the mixie with. Give everything a good stir. When we say baigan ka khatta, obviously the baigan is the brinjal, but the khatta, that is the sourness that this dish requires, is actually going to be got from the tamarind that we have soaked in water. So gently kind of give the tamarind a crush and just take out the pulp. So that's the reason it's called baigan ka khatta, because the khattapan or the sourness actually comes from the tamarind pulp that we use in this recipe. So you add the tamarind pulp to this. So to cut sourness, you need a dash of sweetness to any dish that you make. So for that, I'm going to add the jaggery here. If you don't have jaggery, you can also add some sugar. And finally, the most important ingredient to bind everything together is the salt. Give everything a good mix. That's about it. We will now cover this and cook it till the baigans have become soft, which should not take too long, about 10 minutes. So we will just cover this and cook this. Meanwhile, let's quickly check on the biryani. It's been about 15 minutes, so wow. Biryani rice is looking amazing. Beautifully done rice. So the way of checking the rice is you just take a little bit of the rice and press it. So you see everything has become soft, but yet the grains are beautiful and separated. So our biryani is done. Let's switch off the flame. Allow this to rest while our khatta is being made. This should be ready in about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. So we just wait for that. I very strongly believe that food brings people together in every way and every sense. Especially, in the situation we are in, India is ranked number 100 in the hunger index, and it can worsen because of the situation we are in. And I really would like to request you all to support this cause, and let's come together and support this cause and have a large heart, do our bit and contribute for this cause, because World Hunger Warrior Kitchen has already been feeding thousands of people, and by contributing our bit, by doing our little bit, we can still continue feeding many more people. And yes guys, so we can fight this, we can come out of this when we stand together and hold our hands and stay together. So please be generous in your contribution. You can go to the World on a Plate website. They have all their links in which you can contribute. So let's support humanity and let's make sure that nobody sleeps hungry in their houses. So please be generous guys, please contribute. So let's check on our baigan ka khatta. You can see here that the oil has started separating. This is a sign that the dish is almost done, and you can see that the baigan has softened up and it's cooked. So let's switch this off, and now it's time for you all to enjoy the yummy Shahi Murg biryani that you have made and the baigan ka khatta. So let's plate our dish. Let me start off with the biryani. Wow. So very gently I'm going to just look at the rice. Just look at the rice, how beautifully done the rice is. Move it in a plate. Gently we'll mix up everything first. So, yeah. you see the meat is very much intact. Yep. My mouth is already watering and I just can't, I'm just waiting to dive into this biryani. So the beauty of making a good biryani is getting a perfectly cooked rice along with the masalas. See that? So now I'm gonna plate this up for you. You can see how beautiful the rice is looking. Each and every grain is separated. You can see how beautifully the rice is cooked, and the masala is also just perfect enough that is required for this. The saffron has added such a beautiful color to the rice. So you see the meat is soft, but at the same time it's not just falling off. It's like perfectly done. So yeah. So we will just garnish this with some of the golden fried onion, that is the barista that we have. A few coriander sprigs. Just let me clear this up. Let's place the baigan ka khatta. So we have our baigan ka khatta here. This is the biryani. We have the raita, which I have already shared the recipe with you. Some onion rings on the biryani. A slice of lemon. All right. I've had a fabulous time hosting this session for you all. So enjoy this biryani, stay healthy, stay safe, and make biryani and enjoy it.
एक कदम आगे फिर दो कदम पीछे
हेल्थ और टेस्ट की लड़ाई में अब आप रहिए 2 कदम आगे विद फिलिप्स एयर फ्रायर। इसकी ट्विन टर्बो स्टार टेक्नोलॉजी कुक्स विद अप टू 90% लेस फैट। देयर इज ऑलवेज अ वे टू मेक लाइफ बेटर। इनोवेशन एंड यू, फिलिप्स।